What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to take you on a typical day in my life with chores. So typically on Saturdays, I get all of our chores done that I can. Some of them you have to do multiple times a day, sometimes once a week, sometimes just as is. So I'm going to kind of take you through my day and take you through all the chores you have to do living in a van. So to start off with, I'm going to do chores that I have to do multiple times a day. So this includes sweeping the floor and dishes. No matter how much I try, I cannot sweep enough to keep the floor clean. And we only have a limited amount of dishes, so we have to do them multiple times a day, especially since I'm cooking pretty much every meal of the day anyway. So that's what I'm going to get started with. So as you can see, the laundry basket is full. I've got some recycling I need to do, dishes, the floor is dirty. Lady, stop. We also need to do the bed, wash the sheets, all that good stuff. So you can see I've gotten the floor pretty much clean. That's the pile of sand and dog hair there. And a shout out to this lovely broom. It can fold down and stored away really easily, which is nice for van life or just living in small areas. So this is how small the broom folds up, and it does come with its own dustpan. Okay, now as far as my setup for washing dishes, we have this drying rack that folds completely flat and then a mat to absorb the water. Both of these we got at IKEA. As far as soap goes, you cannot go wrong with Dr. Bronner's. We also found this one right here. We found that one at Target the other week. It is biodegradable, so it's fine to put in the gray water tank. So that's why we chose it. We couldn't find any Dr. Bronner's. Yeah, so got lots of dishes to do. So I'm gonna get started on that. Now that I've got all the dishes done, I can actually clean up the kitchen. So I've got my wipes here, cleaning off the countertop, cleaning out all the gunk in here, and then also cleaning all around the stove, the front of the oven, just kind of wiping everything down, looking nice. All right, it's time for the second sweep of the day. So just while I was standing here cleaning the dishes, cleaning up the countertops and everything, Ladybug went in and out a few times, and that's how much dirt has collected with just her coming in and out. So that's why we sweep multiple times a day, because this tiny house gets dirty quickly, and it's just this little bit of flooring. That's it. All right, so now that I've gotten the kitchen is pretty much completely clean. I've swept the floors a few times, so it's good. I'll need to mop them later on today, but they're at least somewhat decent. I think next we are gonna head down into town and go get the laundry done and groceries. I think that's what we'll do next. All right, so there's my laundry bag. It's a little wonky shape. It's huge because I've got 2 sets of sheets in there to wash. There's Ladybug. She's about to take a nap while I go inside. Got my soap and dryer sheets. I've got my baggie of money and quarters so I can get everything washed. It's time to go. Ah! That's gonna be fun. So obviously going to a laundromat is not as glamorous
as other parts of van life can be. But the one benefit is I get everything done in an hour, even if I take up multiple machines. So I'm not sitting around in my house all day trying to get laundry done. So that's a benefit. I just got done doing all of the laundry. Everything is clean now. I've got it in the back on the bed. I will fold it later on today. You'll see kind of what I like to do while I'm folding laundry. But for now, it's time for me to go to the grocery store, pick up some groceries, get some ice, kind of document all of that for you guys. And then we'll meet up with Jeremy for lunch. All right, so I got all the groceries. You know what a grocery store looks like, so I figured why bother, trying to vlog in there. But let me kind of show you what we got going on here. So we've got 2 bags of groceries, got some milk back there, 20-pound bag of ice. So next part will be to get the cooler out, drain the water, put the ice back in. As you can see, I got my reusable shopping bags, and this one actually was our wedding favor that we gave all the guests at our wedding. So I've been using this bag for almost 10 years now. Yeah, go worse. Alright, so I've got the water draining out of the cooler. I basically just stand on this and then lean over and let the water drain. If Jeremy's doing grocery shopping with me, he'll stand outside and drain the water while I put the ice and all the food back in. But today it's just me, so I gotta do everything. I hate grocery shopping, by the way. It's the one adulting task that you have to constantly do that I don't like. I don't like planning the food, what to get, the actual grocery shopping experience, but it has to be done. The one thing I do differently in the van versus living in an apartment is because we only have a cooler that's only so big, I usually get about 2, maybe 3 days worth of food at a time. When I lived in the apartment, I would get 5 days at a time and freeze a lot, and I did a lot of meal prepping. With van life, you can't really meal prep because you don't have the space to put anything, and for us in particular, we don't have a freezer of any kind, so it's just getting ice all the time and trying to keep things as cool as possible. So here's what the cooler looks like before I put all the ice in. Pretty well stacked. There's a little bit of room so that the ice can fit in there. Alright, so it was too busy at Jeremy's work for him to actually stop and have lunch with me and hang out, so I just dropped him off some food. And so now I've parked somewhere where I know I won't be bothered for a few hours, and I can get the rest of my chores and cleaning done. So, like I mentioned earlier, I've got the bag of clothes that have already been washed, and now I'm going to fold them. I throw Ladybug up on the bed, and what I like to do, because it's just me and her, and I'm usually just kind of chilling for the afternoon, is I'll throw on an episode of something from Netflix or Amazon and watch it, something that I know Jeremy doesn't care about. And so that's what I'm going to do. Just kind of chill, fold up all these clothes, put everything up into the storage cabinets as well. And then I'll check in with you after I'm done folding up all the clothes. So I've got all the clothes folded. I'll have Jeremy help me make the bed. We open up the back door and he steps back there. Makes it really easy for us to clean the bed, or to make the bed, I mean. I was trying to clean this fan. As you can see, it is extremely dirty. There's these little clips right here that you're supposed to snap off, and I'm having trouble, so I'll probably have Jeremy help me do that a little bit later on today and get that cleaned up, because that is nasty. Alright, so this is what the fan looks like after we cleaned it. It took about 30 minutes of us both scrubbing. Took the fan off, took the blades off, and it's beautiful now. So clean. The fan's something that I don't have to clean every day, or not even necessarily once a week. Maybe every other week, every 3 weeks, something like that. But cleaning it does make a big difference. It helps more air flow through, obviously, because all that dirt is clogging up the vent. The toilet's like half full. I think it will probably be fine. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'll spare you the details on how I empty the toilet, but basically the top part pops off, and then there's a little tube, and then you just dump it in a proper dump station. Yeah, it's nasty, it stinks, it makes me gag. Me and Jeremy split doing it, so that kind of helps if we're both having to take responsibility. This probably isn't what you're supposed to do, but I find a dumpster and dump the trash there, usually around like a business or something like that. I have trouble finding places to recycle plastic and aluminum, so right now I'm only saving cardboard to recycle, but it's better than nothing. If anybody has a better idea on how I can find recycling to recycle everything, I definitely would love to do that. That is one thing I found kind of hard to do in the van, because normally I just have a recycling bin that I can just dump everything in, living in an apartment, and call it a day. Here I'm having to find places to dump, and that doesn't always work well, especially when you have such a small space. You can't really save up a ton of stuff to go and recycle it or dump the trash properly, so it makes it kind of hard. So another chore that we have to do on an as-needed basis is filling up our freshwater tank. So our tank is back here in the garage, and as you can see, it's about half full, so we're going to go ahead and top it off. A simple system. We just put a water hose in here, and then the hose is connected back here. It's kind of hard to see with all the pipes, but you can see some of the piping right there, and then it just fills up the water tank. And when it gets about full, we'll turn it off and call it a day. Typically speaking, we fill up what, maybe once every other week or so, once a week. Yeah, there's no set schedule as to when we fill up the water. We don't have a sensor to tell us when it's low. We just sporadically keep checking it. But yeah, it's pretty simple system. We haven't had any trouble finding water as we've traveled. It's been pretty easy for us so far, which is nice. It might be a little harder in really remote areas, but we haven't had any issues. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing a little bit of a behind the scenes on how I tackle all the chores in the van. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, enjoy, encourage, and explore.